Hey you guys, so for today's video, oh my god, I feel like I've been waiting to do this for so long. I went ahead and I got the Fenty cream blushes and bronzer. I've already had this for like over a week and I have been meaning to do this video for so long, but I have not been feeling good, and now I finally feel amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it because I remember specifically in the last video that I made with my Fenty lip glosses, the 95% of like the feedback that I got was that you guys loved how straight and to the point my video was. So I'm gonna try and make this video as short as I can and just get straight into it for you guys. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Closer to my destiny, closer to the connection. Alright, so I went ahead and I picked out 4 of the cream blushes. I was honestly panic buying a little bit because I felt like they were just going to sell out really fast. I don't know if it was just me, but I just felt like this was just such a major release and everyone was just so excited by it. So I just picked out 4 shades that I liked the most at the time. Of course, I had to pick out this one, Drama Class, which is the purple one. So that is what Drama Class looks like. I also went ahead and I picked out this one, which is in the shade Summertime Wine, and this one is a soft berry, and the description says there's a soft shimmer in there, so we have to check that out and see. And you can see that it has a little bit of the dots there, and that's probably just from it just sweating a little bit, and then like the little sweat probably just drying, but that does not bother me whatsoever. I also got this one right here. This is Daiquiri Dip, and it looks like this. So they describe this one as a soft coral red. And the last one that I got is this one. This one is Rosé Latte, and this is what that one looks like. It almost looks like a bronzer on camera right now, but it's described as a soft bronzed nude. So I'm really interested to see how this one ends up coming off on me. I don't know, so I'm really excited. And then I also did pick up this baby. This is the cream bronzer in the shade Teddy, and it looks like this. Just for a reference, it's like the same size and everything as the regular powder bronzer. It just has the cream label on top of it, which makes it super convenient and easy to tell it apart from your other bronzers, which I like that they did. So just wanted to point that out. And I did also pick this up. This is their new face shaping brush, the 125. So they are seeing this pairs really well with cream products. So I'm gonna go in with the bronzer and a little bit with the blush just to see how this works with them. And it's really soft, you guys. And I like that it's angled. That's normally how I like the shape of my brushes to be when it comes to just putting in my bronzer or my blush. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the blushes. I just do wanna go ahead and just swatch them a little bit on my cheeks. That way you guys can just see what it looks like, the pigment, how it applies, all of that good stuff. And then I do also want to go in with the cream bronzer and do like a full makeup look and also use the brush and all of that. So we will find a way to get all of that in and make this as short as I possibly can. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's just see what the description is for these blushes. It's a light as air, non-greasy cream blush that instantly melts into the skin for a wash of color and natural looking flush in 10 easy to use sheer shades. It also says this blush is easy to use and impossible to overdo in a lineup of shades designed to enhance every complexion with a youthful glow. Created by Rihanna, these shades are sheer, buildable, and melt into the skin. The sweat and water resistant formula smooths over skin without feeling sticky or greasy, and I love that. I hate when any cream product feels sticky or if it just slides all over the face and it's super greasy. So we're gonna go ahead and just start and just swatch these things. So I'm gonna go ahead and just swatch one on each side of my cheek. I will go ahead and try out the cream blush at some point in this video with a brush and a beauty blender, but for now I do want to just go in with my finger because that's just typically how I apply blush. So the first shade I'm going to take is this one right here, and this is the berry shade, and this is Summertime Wine. And I'm just going to rub my finger over those little sweaty dots. So that's how it looks. And we're just going to go ahead and just lightly tap it. This is what I would do with any cream blush. So it is definitely giving us a lot of pigment. I'm gonna just diffuse it a little bit with my other finger. But it does look so pretty on the skin. That's the one thing I love about cream blushes. Like, they just don't look like powder sitting on top of your skin. They really do look so natural. Well, at least this one looks very, very natural. It's so pretty. I just love the way I can just diffuse it with my other finger and just soften it. And I bet you I can really build it up too. I'm gonna try and build it up a little bit more. I honestly love it just like this. It looks so pretty just over no makeup at all, just over your bare skin. It's so pretty. I love this shade. It has such a beautiful natural finish. Like, it still looks like your skin. Just going to put my finger in there a little bit more. So a little bit goes a very long way, you guys. But I just want to see how we can build this up for those of you who are just blush obsessed like me. So I'm just going in with one finger and then just diffusing it out with another finger. And that's just kind of keeping it from looking too harsh. This shade is beautiful. Oh my god. This is a shade that I love because it can just go with just about any look that you do, just depending on how much you use, but it's just so pretty. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I feel like this would look good on basically anyone's skin tone too. I love how it looks built up and sheared out. It's so freaking pretty. I'm obsessed with this shade. I hope you guys can see. So I'm gonna go in with the next shade, and this is Daiquiri Dip. It's that coral red shade, and it looks like this. So excited for this one. So we are going to get up in there. So that is how it looks. Tan deep skin with orange corally blush is so beautiful. So like I said, a little goes a long way, and it blends out so easily, like so easily. So I'm just gonna use that same method and just pat it on with my one finger, and then use the second finger to just diffuse it and just buff it out a little bit. Once you warm it up with your fingers onto the skin, it just looks so beautiful and natural. I am obsessed with this formula. It does not feel greasy whatsoever. It's not sliding around my face at all. It actually feels like it is going to stay in place. So I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more just to build it up just a little bit. Oh my gosh, which shade are you guys liking so far? I'm obsessed with both of them. And the shades can look super intimidating in the pan, but once you blend them out, oh my gosh, they just, I feel like they're just going to adjust to whatever your skin tone is. Once it just hits the warmth of your finger, it just adjusts to your skin tone. I don't know. Obviously, you don't have to build it up the way that I did, but I just really wanted you guys to see the color and just see how well it could blend out. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could even go in with a little bit more. So I'm just probably gonna do just a little bit more just so you guys can really see. Wow. In love with these shades so far. And yeah, I brought it up really high. This is looking pretty 80s right now, but to be honest, I am so here for this. It's so beautiful. I'm loving the finish of the Summertime Wine. I don't know if that's because it has a little bit of shimmer in there. I personally can't see it in this lighting in here, but it just looks natural and luminous, if that makes sense. As far as this side, it doesn't look as luminous as this side. I think it's because it doesn't probably have that shimmer in there. I'm loving these shades so far. All right, so the next shade that I got was Rosé Latte, and this is that soft bronzed nude. That's how they describe it on the Sephora website. And I just couldn't not get this because I just love anything bronzy nude on my face. So I'm just dipping in there. And that's how it looks on my finger. Ooh. Now I'm gonna start already diffusing it out with my other finger. I actually really like this. This is a really pretty like everyday shade. I could see myself wearing this without any makeup on for sure. I feel like this, some concealer, some mascara, and some gloss would just be such a model off duty look. It just gives like a nice flush to your cheek, and it just gives you that warmth in your face to just make you look alive and glowy. Let's see if we can build it up a little bit. It's really pretty. I am here for this. I'm so glad I got it. And I bet you just buffed out with a brush would just look really pretty too. So we definitely are gonna try out these blushes, or at least one of them, with a brush and a beauty blender. Love this shade for me. All right, so the next one, the one that I have personally just been dying to try, is the Drama Class shade, which is this soft violet. I'm just expecting something amazing out of this color. I don't know why. All right, so we are going to go in. Ooh, so that is how it looks on the finger. Finally, the moment is here. I'm not gonna panic. I'm just gonna see what this blending does. So far, it doesn't look crazy. Once you blend it out and just diffuse it a little bit, I honestly feel like this is another shade that would look really good on everyone. Let me zoom you in a little bit more. So these are definitely buildable blushes, which I appreciate. So if you don't like that sheer look, that natural flush of color, you can definitely build it up and get more of a bold blush. I'm kind of trying to go for something a little bit in between where it's not super bold, but it's not just super sheer either. Just the fact that I don't look like a clown, I'm so happy. Like, you would never think you would see yourself wearing a shade like this until you really just try it on. This is really pretty. I feel like every single blush that I have tried on so far, I would just wear it over bare skin. So I still have the cream bronzer left that I do want to try out. So we are gonna go ahead and try that out. Also wanna try out the face brush with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do the majority of my face, and I'm gonna come back when it's time for some bronzing, and we will go ahead and try out this shade. Hopefully it works for me, but I will see you in a second. All right, you guys, so we are back, and what I just did is I just put on the Fenty Hydrating Foundation, and I just popped on the Moroccan Spice palette, and I also popped on some lashes. So that is where we are right now. I do want to go in with this now. This is the shade Teddy in the cream bronzer. So it's almost like the same description as the cream blushes, but this is saying it can also contour and bronze. When there's like a product that's like for contour and bronzing, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get something on the warmer side or on the cooler side. So I'm dying to go in and just try it out and find out. And it looks like there is a little bit of shimmer in here. I remember looking at this earlier in the daylight, and it does have tiny little specks of shimmer in there. So that just might make a little bit of a difference in the finish and how it looks on the skin. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try it out with the new Fenty 125 face brush. It says, this brush sculpts your face, visibly popping your cheekbones with instant dimension. The soft synthetic bristles play well with cream and powder formulas, picking up the pigment you need in an easy sweep. It also seamlessly diffuses blush, bronzer, and highlighter for visibly sculpted face enhancing definition. So we are gonna go ahead and try this brush out with the bronzer right now. And I'm just gonna dip it in here. I hope I didn't overdo it, but I kind of just want to warm it up a little bit. So this is how much I have right now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just distribute the product around the perimeter of my face. I don't want to put too much of it in one spot, but so far it's blending out really good. It doesn't look super strong at all for how much I thought I picked up on my brush. I thought I picked up a lot, and I thought it was gonna come out pretty strong, but it went ahead and diffused so beautifully into my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more actually. I'm gonna be a little bit more generous this time, and I'm just gonna concentrate that more on the outside. This is actually, I feel, the best shade I could have chosen for like an everyday bronze slash contour. I feel like it is like a bronze slash contour. It's not really too warm, it's not really cool. I feel like this is a good shade. What do we think? So you can definitely build it up, and that's what I'm doing a little bit here. It just blends out really easily, and I like this brush. This brush just really does a lot of the work for you, to be honest. I think it's more of like a contour cream rather than like a bronzing cream, to be honest. But I really do like the shade. It doesn't look really harsh at all. So, okay, so that's enough on this side. Let me go ahead and even out the other side. Yeah, this is definitely on the cooler side, but I do like this one more as like a contour, a very like natural contour. It's giving me a very slight definition, but I see it there and it looks good and it looks really natural. So I'm honestly not mad at it. Okay, so normally I put on the concealer first and then the cream bronzer. I don't know if I probably should have done that in this case. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put on my concealer now, and then we'll take a look and see how the concealer is looking along with the bronzer and see if maybe I want to go in and add a little bit more. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it like this. I will see you guys in a second. All right, so I went ahead and I cleaned the brush off as much as I could because I do want to go ahead and use it again with the cream blush on one side of my face, and I do want to go ahead and try it out using my beauty blender too. I'm just gonna tap into it a little bit. So a little definitely goes a long way, period. So I'm just going to pull this up a little bit, but the brush is really blending it out very, very easily. And it just looks so like airbrushed almost. Look at how beautiful that looks. Oh God, I'm obsessed with this shade. I love that little sheen that it has. It's so pretty. I am obsessed with the shade. And my favorite thing to do when I bring the blush up too high, or if I bring a bronzer up too high, I just get that same brush that I use to set my under eye, and I just use whatever product is left on it usually. If not, I'll just dip it back into my setting powder, and I will just lightly tap over that area right where you can see them kind of connecting with that little harsh line. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to apply this side using my little beauty blender right here. So this is how my sponge is looking. Wow, so this is really packing on the pigment. Wow, I feel like it's definitely going on more pigmented when I use this sponge. This is also my first time using this sponge, so that just really laid that color on. Okay, much better. So this is the side with the beauty blender, and this is the side with the brush. And I'm just gonna do that same thing with my brush. And all right, you guys, so this is the final look. I am so super impressed with both the cream blushes and the bronzer. At first, I did not think that I was going to be as in love with the bronzer as I am now, but I'm actually loving the way that it came together with the blush and just everything all together. And I just really love the way that they blended out. They were super easy. For a first impression, I am just super blown away by these. I definitely recommend the cream brush. It's so, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say cream blush. If you don't have any cream blushes and you want to just play around with them, I definitely recommend these. They are very, very beginner friendly, and like they said, it's very hard to overdo them. It works really well with your fingers, and yeah, I definitely recommend those. The bronzer, I definitely wish it was a little bit more warm, but at the end of the day, when it paired with my concealer and just my finished look, I cannot be more happy with the way that it turned out. I'm loving this blush shade, the Summertime Wine. It is just such a good everyday shade. I feel like I'm gonna wear this non-stop. I love that it has a little bit of shimmer to it. It just gives like a nice subtle luminosity to the skin. I already knew I was gonna be in love with these products. I just knew that the formula was gonna be worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. Do I think you need the blushes? Yes, I think you need the blushes. Do I think you need the bronzer? If you don't own any cream bronzers, yes, I think you need the bronzer. There are other bronzers out there that work really well, but if you want to just keep it in the Fenty fam, I definitely recommend getting both of them together. All right, you guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, hit that notification bell. That way you are notified the next time that I make a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.